Let's start with the hands to understand the seat hands in bowspring, starting with the base palm and massage a bit the middle of the hand or the base palm middle. So try to release and deepen this area. You already see that I'm softening the fingers and curling them and then activating the periphery. So like squeezing it together to even hollow the middle more. And then already going into the middle of the hand and finding really a sort of center point. Squeeze that in and see if you have a reaction of the fingers. So if you're deepening this center point, the fingers can curl softly. There's no tension in the finger. It's not coming from the finger, but it's coming from the center. And this is very important for everything later. So you have here a hollowness which flows into the middle of the dome shape of the hand, which is activated. Maybe try this also by the squeezing of the inner and outer edges. And then again, hollowness here creates soft fingers. Curling the fingers, putting the thumb on it. This is easy explained, the seat hand. Ooh, a fly comes. Go to the other side. So you have sort of 3 points here, the middle created by these 2 muscles. Then we can call this the center point, which creating a hollowness in the hand. So the hand is not flat and stretched, it's hollow. And I should say centered, but also soft. Soft fingers, thumb. Yeah, so this is the idea of the seed hands. And later, or maybe soon, we start to create a sort of centering, like the centering creates a hollowness, and this is the energy we can bring into our hands, into our arm, into the shoulder area, and then into the middle of the heart. For the shoulders, it's very important that we see here this deltoid muscle, which is not too short in the front and not too lazy in the back. So we widening the shoulder girdle, I will say. And then maybe one thing extra here, maybe I get up a bit. We will work with internal and external rotation. Maybe I go to the mat and explain it, that you see my full body. Maybe let's start already in sitting, and then we can go into the ideas. So also here carefully, soft like a cat. Pelvis is already working, coming into a nice hero seat. Starting again with the fingers, and then later we look to the rotation. Softening first. Really sense your fingertips and softening them around the bone of the knee. Really sense each finger. And already here, try when the fingers are soft to hollow in the middle of the hand and a little bit squeezing of the base palm. With this already, you activate the inner elbow. They are also creating, this is also creating hollowness in the inner elbow. And when you think you're sucking this energy, which is created to the hollow, into the shoulder, then also finding around is like a little ball under your armpit, which lifts and widens the shoulder girdle. From this, you can come easy into glow pants. Here you can find a little push, but not too much, from the fingertips into each other. Create still a hollowness, not squeeze, not too long, little hollowness into the base palm, elbow, and already into the armpit. And now try to lift all sides of the rib cage, the side, the back, and the front. Now push again and finding a connection to the inner heart when you do that. So push the fingers into each other, creating a counter energy here, which is flowing up into the middle of the heart. With this alignment, just melting into the mind, maybe stretching even a little bit the forehead with your thumbs. And from there, creating again seed hands, squeeze, hollow, soft fingers. And from here now, starting to turn a bit in and out, just feeling, aha, okay, I can turn internal and external. Internal the arms and external. Let's do a little adjustment here also. Stretch the bone out of the socket. Stretch it away and feel that then the shoulder blade gets to the side, gets wider. Also here finding this, what I was calling the inner spiral. Spiral the triceps a bit up and maybe even massaging here the trapezius a bit forward. So squeeze it a bit, pull it out and widen. And then grabbing the biceps and start maybe even under the armpit and sensing the bone in a rotation. Starting upper arm, elbow, hand, squeeze still. And then you sort of like the external rotation for me roots it first into the shoulder joint and then sink your heart, expand into your fingers and then reach out the arm and see what that makes for you. So it's a wideness and engagement. Let's look to the other side. Maybe I show it from here. So reach out first. When I'm doing this, I sense the tissue, or let's say the skin, which gets a stretch, not only muscle and bone. So I try to create a wideness in the back side. It feels so good. Yeah. Even here, you can put it into the elbow. From here, deepening this, like turning it in and forward. It's okay to turn it once forward, just to open and to stretch also the back side. But then create this external rotation, biceps, and even feel the bone rotating in its socket. The humerus bone, external rotate, elbow, lower arm, hand. Pull out and spiral on the same time. It is really, it's like counter forcing, which are forces who are balancing the joint. In, out, external, internal, all this in a way together. So one more time, turn the hands in, but not only the hands, turn really the arms in, but still try to expand the heart. This is very important that we're not closing the shoulders here. Now squeezing the center of the hands, pull energy into the heart, really like sucking it in, like nourishing yourself, your heart. And then first from the heart, start to expand, then start the spiral. Shoulder, elbow, arms, and that feels then very easy to lift up the arms. And here we go now. Stretch side to side, ribs, squeeze still the base palm, suck in and spread out. Enjoy lightness. From here, maybe let's go forward with the hands, soft fingers. If you're in the garden, soft and sense the earth. Bring the knees a bit behind the hips. Soften first, soft feet, soft hand. Exhale to soft, but don't drop the heart. Stay expanded here. Now softening and sensing the fingertips and then squeezing the base palm and hollowing the middle of the hand. The same from here. Push the feet down, hollow the ball of the feet, and then push so much into the ground that you're hollowing even the front ankle. And here we go for a little spring load. Breathe in, forward, breathe out, back. So just make it easy, not too complicate. In and out, and in and out. Then lift the left leg, square leg, bring the knee down and forward, the hip back and up. From here, soft finger, head down, ribs up, knee in, little toe up, open leg. And then put the open leg to the side, softening here, fingers and toes, and just going a little side to side, working from the ball of the foot, working from the earth into the hips, side to side, like really finding elasticity. Maybe release both hands, spring hands. Also here, energetic, dynamic. Good, one more. And then just a moment of expanding the heart, especially the back heart, engaging the hands, elbows hollow, and then reach back and down into your adductors. Really enjoy length. Even think you're breathing into the leg, into the inner thighs of the leg. So here, use your breath, how it feels good. And I give you a bit time to explore that and don't control and talk too much. So really finding what this exercise make for you. And then bring the feet closer, turn it a bit out, but take care the knee. Knee is not open, it's pushing down. Here is a work that we have the hip here. And then softly with a light heart, walking so much to the side that the right hand is in parallel to the left, to the right knee. Head rest, the thumb behind the head, under the head, and just stretch here a little. Push, elbow forward, hips back. Inhale and exhale. And maybe let's do it from the arm again. Turn the arm first in, widening both sides, and then expand the heart, reach the arm, external rotation, and see if this makes more sense for you. Or take the hands by the head, and then another wishbone. I hope you can see here, the hand here. First pushing and squeezing the hands. Open the elbow, open the chest and the shoulder girdle, and then rotate. Hang down in the head, but open the ribs. Arcing here. Really find the arc. Knees together, sit bones out, don't miss that. And then hands behind the head, maybe on the top of the head. Turn the right foot more to the right, and here finding a deeper arc. A back in the hip, and then a bow. That means like bowing backwards, and then pushing into the hips, feet forward, arcing down. One more bow. Take care of the right hand, push down, hollowness in elbow and armpit. Now rotate up and enjoy the lightness while you're pushing into the earth. Come light and free back. Release the knee. And try a bit in your own, finding some movement which feels good. Really like exploring the inner space while you're moving. Again, coming to a neutral position, fingertips soft, sensing a sort of energetic magnetic field from the hands into the earth energy. And then lifting the hands, that creates equal tonus on all sides of the arms, widening from the heart and push from the heart again back to the floor. So the heart gets lighter and the hands gets more rooted. Heels in, knees out, isometrically, right knee up, square leg, open leg, push it to the side, and here, finding the outer hip, how it feels for you the best. Maybe dynamic, maybe slower. Here, the tendency is that the heart want to fall down into gravity. Don't let that happen. And then, a bit longer, still, right, left foot, heel in, sit bone out. Hands, right heart. And then, now the focus is in the inner thighs of the right leg. It gets a stretch, but also sort of weight down into the floor. Breathe into the legs. Little finger, not too wide, I tell myself. Good. From here, come up. Bring the foot forward, the knee also forward, but the hips more back. Walking lightly like a tiger to the side. And let's start with the arms first. Even here, both arms turning in. And then from an inner expansion, outer heart, external rotation, playing with that. Like really reaching here. When you're going back in the hips, knees in, thighs out, push the feet forward. Ready? We had this one. Here also, check first. Push down, push up. Push in from inside again, down. So it's always different direction. You come from the periphery to the center and from the center to the periphery. Also here, open the ribs. Give you a little smile. Next step, head. Head is heavy, ribs are light. Fingers are still pushing. Hand is still hollow. Now going bow, back. I hope you can see that well here. And bow. And arc. Now one more bow to spiral. Check your standing hand. I have to adjust it even a bit more out. I go here again. Arc, bow, spiral. Ooh. And the sun is shining into my face. Super. Walking back like a cat and give yourself a sort moment of relaxation. Frog stretch here. Maybe first really easy rose hand or double fist here to have a moment of assimilation. Try to softening more the groins, even hollowing the groins, and then activating the muscle behind the groins to lift the sit bones. Front side is hollow, back side is engaged. Push even the inner knee into the floor and the inner foot. Softening the belly, the lower belly. And from here, let's come up. So here, awareness in the fingers, hollowness, all wings. Come up with the heart. Step in, and let's find already the crouching cat from here. Not too much foot lifted, so push first the foot in, creating a squeeze under the ball of the feet, like a squeeze in the base palm. This create engagement in shoulders and hips. Then come up. And here, also a bit free time, not free time, but free movement, stretch it, and even think like you wiggle your body. I love to find really the roots of the spine. So the lowest vertebra, from there I am moving like a little snake into the head. Try this out. So this can go with the pelvis. Yeah. And then deep squat, wide stance, fingertips first from the heart, dome shape. And now it's very important, we need to have a three-dimensional heart, really creating the back heart maybe more. Come closer here with the fingers. Elbows creates so the squeeze of the hand into hollowness into the elbow. And now push, even lift the heels, push the feet forward and engage the glute muscle diagonally up into the spine. And then it's very easy to come up. Step in, step in. Release for a moment. Maybe squeezing one more time. The hands like you squeeze tension or old liquid out the hand, really like that. So being aware of that. Next step, one more. Squeeze in, and I should say maybe suck energy from the hands into the heart and feeling then this new energy which is expanding into the world. From this expansion, you start to spiral the arms, upper arm, shoulder, elbow, hands. Lift them up and see if you have this, that is not the arm movement, not the rib movement, it's a heart movement. The heart reach to the right, the heart reach to the left, softening the toes, grounding the toes here. And then really find this first soft and easy. And then really nice, like you're a hero, a superhero. You expand into the world, form the inner heart. From here, keeping this lightness, this reaching out, get into the left foot, square leg. Maybe one more time, the right leg. Now let's do the arms again. Arms to the left, hip to the left, arm to the right, hip to the right, and go on from here. Hip stays parallel park. Now left foot, square leg to zigzag. Finding here the knees in, the hips back and out, and activate the muscle under the sit bone to lift the sit bone. It's not the sit bone, it's not the bone, it's the tissue. And then thinking here the groin gets a sucking in from this muscle. Then it's easier to come up again. Here, arms spiraling, but from the heart. Use this moment of exploring your directions. See what feels good, how much you like to twist. And then creating a sort of ice pick from the lower fingers, little fingers, and from the upper joint, up and down on the same time again. Here, lift the knee, square leg again, grab the outer knee, tilting the pelvis. Also here, lightness in the shoulder girdle. Grab the hand behind the upper thighs, yes. Inner spiral and reach from toes to fingers. Little inner spiral to widening both sides. And then from the heart to expand, external rotation, and see if you can balance better. Ooh, yes. From here, step back into side coil. Also here, arm forward. Turn it in, also the lower arm. Turn it in, but don't turn it forward. Widen it already from the heart. From there, really rooting somehow the joints and then expanding them, bringing them forward. Let's have here already triangle, reaching. Hand is on the shin bone. Right foot push forward, hips push back, nearly stretching. Show it from this side. Whoops. So. Still with the outer spiral to reach. Come up and let's have an easy side coil here. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Using this length between hip and elbow to come into a lunge pose, headrest pose. Here now, hollow behind the knee, engage the muscle to pull the groin into its socket, reaching the ribs up, finding here sort of solar disc behind and to the front, like a disc will shine into your head, and then all this creates a nice, interesting lunge pose. Step parallel, toes soft, hollow the back knee, groin pulled back, then look into the sky. Oh, and come back. Oops. Just release for a moment. Release all extra tension. Feeling the ground under your feet. Feeling the pulse of your heart. Starting with double seat here now. Seat hand. Engage a bodysuit which is supporting and protecting you. Double seat, push into each other, which is on the same time widening the head, the eyes, and the heart. From there, get down again. It looks a bit like really like a superhero. Turn it in, but stay wide on the side of the shoulder, deltoid, back, front, and middle. And then first expand like you want to explode in your heart. Spiral, spiral, and fly up with your wings. I forgot the hips. Let's see. Left hip, right hip, parallel park, finding the sit bone, separating, activating the tonus in the pelvic floor. And here now, left side, right seat, square leg. Finding lightness in the heart and deepness in the roots on both levels while you're twisting. I forgot something on the other side. Let's do it here. You have here the hand and you open the shoulder blade even more while you're pulling the elbow down. Yes. And let's do, whoops, sorry, stay there. Let's use that again to stay wide, to come to an open leg, touch the knee, spiral internal, and reach external arm, internal leg. From here, come back. First to side coil, bit different order. Reaching back, deepening hip between elbows, keeping this length to get forward, maybe a bit diagonally forward. Turn the arm in, widen even the left side. Expand the heart and reach into external rotation forward. Ooh, find this here. Yeah. Hand down, come up, parallel. It's not only the bones, it's more the muscle under the glute or at the end of the glute, which pulling the groins back, that really helps. And then pushing the feet, maybe hands today. Now here, knees forward and back on the same time, maybe upward, creating here a push and a pull. Central channel is rising when you step to parallel, rooting and rising even back, and enjoy this long belly feeling. Hollow the knee, hollow the groin. Oh. Whew. Just to be equal, just zigzag left leg and open the left shoulder. Just a moment here. Okay, come back. Stand and let's do one more time, one more thing to open the rib cage, to release the shoulders even more on this rib cage. So Maybe let's create good feet. Push the feet forward, but lift even the knees. Push them forward and down. Now create a resistance, hand and knees, bend it, and then pull the knee even behind the toes, behind the ball of the feet, under the hips. The hips get lifted and deepened through the upper hamstrings and the lower glute. From there, step by step, get the hands to the front thigh and push the femur bone into the hamstring to engage the hamstring even more. Climb up, grab your ribs, find this circle around under the head, and now go to the side one more time. Open the shoulder blades to the side, hand to the side right, and really back bend and arc. Keep the elbows straight, hips back, one more. Arc, 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 bow, 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 and come up. Whew. Other side, elbows up, feet down, hand on the elbow, creating space behind the heart. Bow and arc, bow, arc, and come back. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Time to go down. Wide stand, open the legs, knees to the side, squeeze the heels in, and pulling the groins back through the back muscles here. Also, don't squeeze the knees too much, thinking here's hollowness, which pulls the knees forward, but gives you more lightness. Parallel feet, come down, crouching cat, knees to the side, and seated side. Twist, and already here, head through the shoulder, head first, ribs second. Enjoy a moment of nothing. Already here activating the seat hand, the ice pick, and even see if you can lift actively the outer wrist so that reach the shoulder girdles and activating the rotatoren cuff, softening the toes but pulling the heels back, the knees up, deepening the groin. Left hand onto the head, really find liquidity in the fingers but squeeze the middle and the base. Lift and lean into the hand, maybe look a bit forward, and here activating this interesting hand here. Ice pick, and also this area, because then we are even strong here to lift, left foot lift, and a little pulse and reach, like you want to jump. I feel here very nice the central channel, from the pelvic floor to the top of the head, from the earth to the sky. It's like a channel, a tube, which never shrinks. Keep that when you're going down. Don't shrink in the central channel, and roll with the head first, arms, feet, back to your mat. Last thing here. Again, seat hands, squeeze, and like pulling the hands, the energy of the hand down into the back and the middle of the heart, down into the earth. Here, finding hollowness, elbows again, squeezing the thumb and little finger muscle, finding sort of equal tonus around the skin. Then internal rotation, really finding this for a moment. Move here a bit forward and back and see if you can balance more the shoulder blades. It's always different. And then before you start, open the chin, maybe the feet more forward, pelvis, sit bone reaching down, central channel. Breathe in, from there expand into the heart, then external rotation. Then reach the knuckles into the sky, but push the heart down. Reach the sit bone still forward and lift the knee to square leg. Think somebody's holding your heels and you pull down the heels. You turn out the feet, but push in the knees, and maybe a little bit first here just for the legs. Maybe put the heels down, push them toward you and open the lower belly, but don't open the solar plexus. Push the solar plexus down and create a connection to the knuckles. Now again, heels down, open the psoas, but deepen the solar plexus. That's good to do here. One more time, down and long. Good, then from here, expand the arms and maybe put the heels down again and see if you can expand, external rotate the arm, the heels pushing in, and you find the freedom and the strength in this position. Maybe stretch even the legs a little, but hollow still the knee and deepen the groin. Ah, yes, that feels good. And see how far the hands can go down that you don't lose the connection. Rooting in and expanding out. From this thing, maybe so long, let's try easy twisted, side to side. Expand the arm. See if you want to bend the knees more. Really bring them to the side, but hold it from the center, from the waist, and reach from the waist into the arm. Really play with this position. Do it in the way you like to do it, to explore your space. Really find how much can you push out to not losing the center. Good. Put the hands down, the heels down one more time, creating a tonus and a waviness. Heels in the floor, pull them toward you. Sit bone away into the floor. Curling lumbar spine. Open the ribs, bring the ribs more back. Push the lower ribs really in and pull the hands to the shoulder, open the throat. And I think here is a nice position to do at the end here. Wrap around the leg. Wrap around the hand. Or maybe even you can do it here, or you can come here up to use all the things we had. Curling the fingers, squeezing the elbow, open the radiant heart. Pulling the heels, open the lower belly maybe. And a pulse here a bit. Oh, yes. And then come down, other side already, or stay up, maybe it's easier. Creating length all over. Yes. I think now it's enough to come down. Last thing for the hip, a half happy baby pose, still with bowspring alignment, side and side, both sides. And a nice freedom pose. And then slide into the ground. One thing for the shoulder again, grab and touch really the shoulder blades. Pull them to the side while you're rolling to the right. You pull the left side up. To the left, right side up. Lift the arms away from the floor. Also here, thumb turn in from the shoulder to the fingers. And then turn out from the shoulder to the fingers. And finally release. Breathe into your tissue. Feel or visualize the idea that your bones are floating in the liquid space of the body, softening the toes and the fingers again. And imagine there's a diamond, colorful diamond in the middle of your heart, shining in all directions, that you really sense your inner beautiness. And then imagine maybe two diamonds or round pearls in the middle of the hand, which deepening and softening the hands and the fingers, softening the back side of the shoulder, that the chest can be even more free. And then finding an inner light in the middle of your pelvis, on the middle of your sacrum, that the sacrum can be more heavy and relaxed. And the hips can open and release. Knees are releasing, ankle, toes getting softer and softer. And maybe you can imagine even a wonderful round stone in the middle of your ball of the feet, which creates still this hollowness, which helps that the toes can curl and soften. Feel the whole body like a unit and dive into your inner space.